Hey awesome viewers, quick question. Have you ever tried so hard to relax that you ended up needing a break from your break? If you're like me, or like the writer of today's book, Adam Mabry, you might be someone who even plans when you are going to plan. That frantic feeling is exactly why we need to talk about this amazing book, The Art of Rest, written by Adam Mabry and published in 2018. Adam Mabry is a pastor who, ironically, admits he's a total doer. He loves checking off to-do lists and only needs 6 hours of sleep. In fact, when he told his wife he was writing a book on rest, she gave him a hearty belly laugh because the idea was so funny and unlikely. The main idea of this book is that rest, or what the writer calls Sabbath rest, is not a strict rule that makes you tired, but rather a gift and a liberating art form. Why does this matter? Because in today's world, we think busy is compulsory. We think that if we stop, we are missing out. This book argues that if you are a burnt-out achiever, a weary parent, a worn-down worker, or a strung-out student, you desperately need this lesson. The big question we're exploring today is, can a natural rest failure like Adam Mabry, or like you and me, actually learn the beautiful art of rest? The writer shares some powerful stories about how he learned this lesson the hard way. Story 1. The Saturday Morning Dust-Up. Adam Mabry describes a regular argument he used to have with his wife, Hope, every Saturday, his day off. He would try to be sweet and ask, "So, honey, what would you like to do today?" She would reply, "Let's just be relaxed." This is where the trouble started. Adam would get anxious and frustrated because he needed an exact plan for their relaxation. He was so focused on achieving the goal of resting that he made a plan for relaxing, which, of course, ruined the actual relaxation. This shows how deep his problem, and maybe ours, runs. We try to turn relaxation into another task to be completed. Story 2. Doing to Death. The second reason his wife laughed at his book idea was much more serious. Adam was working himself into sickness. He was a busy pastor, remodeling a house, dealing with a newborn who wouldn't sleep, raising 3 other kids, and trying to keep his marriage together. He says that on the outside, he looked successful, great job, great family, great house, but all of this was breaking him. He was physically exhausted, spiritually dry, and slipping into the deepest depression of his life. His non-stop achieving almost killed him. He writes this book hoping we can learn to rest before we crash like he did. 3. The Airport Runners and Diners. Adam uses a great analogy about people in airports. He calls them the runners and the diners. The runners are the tragic people, often in business clothes, rushing frantically, dragging their bags, and almost always stressed out. And often they still miss their flight. The anxiety is real, and they think things will kinda fall apart if I am delayed. The diners, however, are triumphant. They're never hurried. They are eating, drinking, or enjoying a good book. They still have to catch their flight, but they have found a way to enjoy the journey by taking a break. Adam says that if life is an airport, most of us are in runner mode, but rest allows us to be diners and enjoy the rewards along the way. So what is true rest? Adam Mabry says rest is an art, not a rule. It's about Sabbath rest, a time of rest, holy to the Lord, given to receive refreshment from God. Here are the 3 big questions this book answers about why we need to embrace the art of rest. 1. Rest is about who rules and who rescues. We often refuse to rest because we secretly think, if I don't do it, it won't be done right. Rest is an act of rebellion against the idea that we must control everything. When God first commanded rest, it was because He made everything. So we need to stop because He rules the world and we trust Him to do it better than we can. Rest also reminds us that God is our rescuer. He saves us from the kind of slavery that demands we keep working and achieving to justify ourselves. The world tells us, you are what you do, but the gospel says, it is finished. Rest is how we prove we believe we have already been rescued. 2. Rest fights the enemies of peace. The book identifies major lies that keep us from resting. The lie of busyness. We believe that to be busy is to be better and important. Adam says, Sabbath rest is the time to be without being busy. The lie of false heavens. We work ourselves sick chasing things like early retirement, perfect children, or wealth, thinking they will bring us rest. But these false heavens don't exist and require more and more work. The lie of anxiety. Anxiety is what unbelief feels like. We often keep working to dull that anxious feeling. Rest is resistance against anxiety and a way to embrace the peace that comes from trusting Jesus. 3. Rest is how we remember. Rest is a ritual, like a holiday meal, that helps us remember deep, personal truths. When we stop, we remember God. We remind ourselves that God is God, not us. We remember ourselves. Constant work turns us into human doings. Rest helps us remember that our value is not in what we do, but in who we are, image bearers of God. We remember grace. Rest reminds us that we cannot save the world. Salvation is a gift from God, not something we earn through ceaseless striving. The art of rest needs practice. Adam Mabry encourages us to build regular patterns of rest, daily, weekly, and yearly. Here are simple steps you can try, starting today. Do this if you are a busy person who can't find time. 1. Plan a weekly day off. This doesn't have to be Sunday. Pick a day each week to set apart for God and relationship. Not taking one is probably stupid because you need the break. 2. Use the power of no. If you want to take rest seriously, you might have to say no to a good activity so you can say yes to the right thing, rest. 3. Schedule daily mini pauses. Build 5 minutes of space between tasks or meetings to stop, pray, eat, and breathe. This is called the daily office. 4. Do this to make your rest time truly refreshing. Embrace leisure and fun. Make a point to laugh a lot. God likes to see us have good fun. 5. Get a hobby. Advocate to something that is not your main job, just for fun. If you work with your mind, build something with your hands. 6. Eat and celebrate. Gather with others around a meal and enjoy food. It's a great gift from God. Rest activity checklist. Try these on your day off. So, is The Art of Rest worth reading? Absolutely, 100%. If you constantly feel tired, rush through life, or struggle to truly relax, this book will challenge you to quit running through the terminal and learn to enjoy the journey. It promises that if we choose to stop, we will find that God is not impatient. He is waiting for us in our moments of rest. You don't have to live as your society demands. You can live as your Savior desires. Alright, I want to hear from you. What is one fun, non-work activity you are going to try this week to practice the art of rest? Let me know in the comments below. And if this review helped you feel less anxious about taking a break, please hit that like button and subscribe for more self-help book reviews. See you next time.